From the Samsung Production Studios in the heart of Hazleton, Pennsylvania, it's your News 13.
Brought to you by SSPTV and the Standard Speaker.
Sacrificing some time to ensure the safety of all students. New security measures at the Hazleton area high school campus may have delayed the first day of school, but top administrators say safety first. Good evening and thanks so much for joining us. I'm Jasmine Brooks. Well, some opening day glitches delayed the start of class this morning at the Hazleton area high school campus, but top administrators say that was to be expected and are already considering making some changes to speed things up. Take a look at this picture posted online by a parent this morning. Dozens of students waiting in line to get into the high school building forced class to start about 25 minutes late. The delay coming from new security measures put in place. Metal detectors and bag checks will now be an everyday thing for all 3,300 students on campus. District administrators are proud of the students' behavior and expect this new procedure to become faster.
There's no question the students were outstanding in their behavior, and I understand that it became a little frustrated if you're standing in line for 20 minutes or so. Anyone's going to get frustrated at that point, but the students certainly didn't show it. They weren't disrespectful to anyone going through these metal detectors.
There didn't seem to be any problem with students. As a matter of fact, most were kind of smiling and joking a little bit when they got through the metal detector without it beeping. When other schools throughout the state of Pennsylvania, close to our sites, have done this, it became more efficient as the school year moved on because students got used to what they had to do. They got used to what has to be removed out of their pockets, what has to be removed as far as a belt is concerned, what maybe some jewelry they have on. And once you get used to that, you just go through very, very quickly, and then the metal detector won't sound off.
We're reassessing the situation. We have to make some changes to expedite the process. We certainly will do that. But again, I will sacrifice a few minutes for student safety any day of the week.
Additional metal detectors and security personnel may be added to help speed up the process. Students entering the Career Center went through the new detectors as well, but a bit quicker due to less students at that building. Students are allowed in the buildings as early as 7 a.m. and are welcome to eat breakfast before class starts. No weapons were found on any student on campus this morning, so the delay at the start of the day, in the end, was worth it, according to district officials. In addition, buses are expected to be delayed for the first few days while drivers learn their new routes. Administrators praised the students for good behavior and cooperation on their first day back. But how are parents feeling about today's delay? News 13 asked parents to voice their opinion at News 13's Facebook page, and it turns out they had a lot to say. Tracy Kender Aida says, "My daughter waited 45 minutes outside the school today to go through the metal detector. What is going to happen in the winter?" Janet Zaranin says, "My child waited at least 20 minutes to get in through the metal detectors, and he had nothing even on him." And PJ Hoyklo says they had to search just about every student. Where was the training for the metal detectors? If someone was going to bring a gun to school, it would have been an open season today, with the amount of students waiting outside for over an hour. I guess the high school was safe because no one was in it. And finally, Candace Petru says, "It would be nice if today was my son's first day of school, but we have been sitting at the administration building since 8 a.m. after coming last night to open registration and being turned away. Never mind, you tried to make an appointment all summer, as the website says, and nobody returns your calls. And if you come to the building to make an appointment, they told you to come to open registration. It's one big circle." An overwhelming amount of families showed up at the Hazleton Career Center Wednesday night for open registration. The whole process was scheduled for 4 hours. Instead, registration continued into the night. By 11 p.m., the district had to turn away over 100 families.
I mean, we knew that we would have a lot of people. In the past, we've maxed out at 73 or 74 a night. There's well over 150 people here, and we just turned away probably another 100.
At least one situation where we had a family that registered one child for school. The next day came into the school and actually had 3 or 4 children that they brought to the school to be placed into classes.
Parents are reminded that they must register each child individually to accommodate families who were turned away or still have had not the chance not had the chance to register, open registration will be held again Thursday. That's tonight from 3 to 7 p.m. Another open registration will be held September 5th. The 2012-2013 school year got underway in the Hazleton Area School District with the superintendent in place, along with an assistant to the superintendent. A big difference from last year when Dr. Francis Antonelli was given the title of acting superintendent in the wake of Sam Marolo's departure. But Marolo's contracted ends, and school board members officially gave the top job to Antonelli, with Don Basic officially named his assistant. But since that move, some criticism from taxpayers because both administrators received a pay raise. Many asking how the district can afford increases in salary while other cuts are made to save money. But Dr. Antonelli is defending himself and his right-hand man. He says the two received more money because they now hold new positions and are taking on the workload that one time multiple people handled.
Mr. Basic and I did not receive pay increases or pay raises. We both assumed new positions. We were promoted into new positions with additional duties and additional responsibilities for which we're being compensated. It should be also noted that previously we had 6 central office administrators. Mr. Basic and I have assumed the work of 6 individuals, and the net result is, with 2 doing the work of 6, the district is saving approximately $600,000 in salary and benefits.
No other administrators received a pay increase. Dr. Antonelli signed a 3-year contract with the district, while Basic's contract goes year to year. Residents of one community are reaching out to each other and standing tall against crime that has recently taken over their neighborhood. Dozens of people filled the air with song and prayer Wednesday evening outside of the Emmanuel Christian School in Hazleton. The vigil came after recent violence hit the community. Right outside of the Locust Street School, a 25-year-old man was shot several times. Just days later, gunshots hit a home directly across the street from the Emmanuel Christian School. A former board member and alumni of the Emmanuel Christian School organized this event to pray for peace, justice, and safety.
He had read of the articles in the newspaper concerning the shooting across the street and was very concerned for the safety of the kids who go here. And so in his vision, he said, I think we need to do something that publicly expresses our confidence that God is going to protect kids.
So many people have gotten away from knowing their neighbors. Now they have a common concern, and they could talk to each other. Once again, step 1. Once they know the ins and outs of each other, it's not being nosy, it's being caring.
And the safety of children is of paramount interest for everyone, I'm sure. And so that's part of the support. We appreciate that.
A crowd of about 100 people joined to pray for their community at a 20-minute service. But when it was over, people didn't scatter. Instead, they enjoyed the company of their neighbors. Stay with us tonight on News 13. We may not have been in Isaac's direct path, but the hurricane is still affecting Pennsylvania. We'll tell you why the storm is causing some motorists pain. Plus, some Little Leaguers hit the field to work on their game. What the kids were doing in the Valley to prep for the big leagues, coming up. And a little more news coming to you from the sports world tonight. News 13 was recently at a baseball clinic in the greater Hazleton area, the goal to prepare Little Leaguers for the big leagues. Last week at Whispering Willows Park, about 30 players showed up for what's called a 50-70 clinic hosted by the District 18 Little League. Basically, the clinic was for kids coming out of the Little League program and moving up to the big leagues. It's an opportunity for the players to get used to the pitching, running, and hitting on a bigger field. There are also a number of new rules the Little Leaguers will need to get used to. Former local high school baseball players, many who are now playing on a college level, along with current Hazleton area Cougar baseball players and their coach, Gino Cara, all teamed up to give these kids a lesson on the diamond. District 18 has been hosting this clinic for a few years now. Good luck to the now former Little Leaguers as they prepare to conquer a new diamond. Up now on your screen, your winning midday lottery numbers. Good luck to you if you played. Your daily number, 158. Big 4, 4195. Quinto, 69228. And your treasure hunt, 8, 9, 18, 23, 26.
Good evening, everyone, and here's tonight's Talk of the Town report. First tonight, the American Cancer Society will be hosting a wonderful evening at the 9th Annual Season of Hope Charity Ball. Enjoy an elegant evening of dining, music, and dancing, all to help find a cure. The event will be held Saturday, November 10th at the Valley Country Club. Reservations are required. For more information, please call 570-459-1212. Also tonight, the first Cooper Classic Golf Tournament to benefit the J.W. Cooper Community Center in Shenandoah will be held September 30th at Mountain Valley Golf Course. Golfing starts at 11, dinner is at 5, and a deck party will be held from 6:30 to 9:30. For more info, please call 570-205-1972. Amy's Army First Annual Bazaar and Car Show will be held Sunday, September 16th at the American Legion Post 781 in Mountaintop. They'll be having a craft show, car show, local entertainment, and plenty of food, games, and a bounce house. For more information about this event or Amy's Army, please call 570-579-8153. And finally, the McAdoo Fire Company would like the community to know that they host bingo every Thursday at the Strand Roller Rink in McAdoo. Doors open at 5, early bird bingo starts at 5:30, and regular bingo starts at 6. Food and refreshments are available, so stop by for this great cause. That's tonight's Talk of the Town. News 13 would like to send sincere condolences to the family and friends of Alvin W. Shell of Fern Glen. Memorial service will be held September 6th at 11 a.m. in the St. John's Lutheran Church. Friends may call from 10 to 11 a.m. at the church. The Stauffer Bresnik Funeral Home is in charge of arrangements. Tonight's obituaries have been brought to you by the Smilax Floral Shop located on 15th Street in Hazleton. For delivery to all local funeral homes, call 570-454-0111. And by Mia's. Don't settle for second best when dining out. Discover Mia's new low-price dinner menu. And remember, there's always plenty of free gated parking behind the Markle Building.
Gas prices are on the rise around the area, but will the price at the pump stop Labor Day travelers from hitting the road? Well, according to AAA estimates, the answer is no. But those who feel the pain of filling up these days can put some blame on a storm named Isaac. $3.79 is what a regular gallon of gas cost at Groceries Plus today when News 13 stopped by. A far cry from prices we saw just days ago. But according to AAA, folks in the area will not put the brakes on their travel plans for the last hurrah of the summer. Actually, travel is expected to increase this year a little bit. The projections are that 2.3% more people will travel 50 miles or more this weekend compared to the same weekend last year. Many who have been watching the price at the pump have seen it change daily. Tuesday into Wednesday of this week, the price rose 3 cents per gallon, and according to analysts, we should prepare to see the price continue to climb by pennies each night, especially now that Isaac rocked the Gulf Coast. Oil rigs and refineries were temporarily shut down due to the nasty hurricane, but so far there are no reports of damage, and they should be up and running within a few days. So we should all sit back and hope the gas goes down and a break at the pump, that is on the horizon. For now, if you are hitting the road for Labor Day, happy traveling, but definitely be safe and arrive alive. Much calmer weather in our area throughout the week. Let's find out if tonight will be similar. Beginning tonight in Schuylkill County, we see clear skies with a low of 59 degrees. Heading into your TGIF, sunny skies with a high of 88. Moving on to Greater Hazleton, where we start with this cool snapshot of St. Mary's Byzantine Catholic Church in Freeland. This picture was snapped Wednesday night as the sun was setting. Thank you to Michael Hadzik for sharing this interesting image with News 13. And now to this creative condition from Melanie Hernandez, another beautiful picture too. Tonight, clear skies with a low down to 59 degrees. Looking at your Friday, sunny skies, a high reaching 87 degrees. And your forecast tonight brought to you by Just Windows and much, much more, located on 1st Street in Freeland. Better windows plus better installation equals Just Windows. You can give them a call today, 636-1133. And the countdown is on. Fun Fest will be taking over the streets of downtown Hazleton in just 2 weeks. One local nonprofit group is gearing up for its annual breakfast. The masterminds behind the annual breakfast met Wednesday night to put the final touches on the event, which will take place the Saturday of Fun Fest, bright and early.
Excited about this because this is our annual Fun Fest breakfast helping to kick off Fun Fest weekend, and very hearty, healthy breakfast, and sponsored by our auxiliary at Catholic Social Services, and the proceeds from this are actually utilized for programs at the agency, our material assistance, pregnancy, maternal health, and other services that we have. So, we're very excited about this. Scrambled eggs, home fries, sausage, ham,
The breakfast will start at 8 in the morning to noon. The cost, $6 per person and $3 for kids under 10. All the money raised will benefit Catholic Social Services programs. Tickets for the breakfast can be purchased in advance by calling 455-1521, or you can get them the day of the breakfast. They will also have tricky trays and a 50-50 raffle. Stay with us tonight on News 13. More local news headed your way next. Police in our area and throughout the state are mourning the loss of a brother in law enforcement. Officers are wearing black bands on their badges for the off-duty trooper who was killed in a tragic motorcycle accident.
From the Samson Production Studios in the heart of Hazleton, Pennsylvania, it's your News 13.
Thanks so much for staying with us tonight, everyone. I'm Jasmine Brooks. An off-duty Pennsylvania state trooper who worked out of the Hazleton barracks was killed Wednesday night while riding his motorcycle near Bloomsburg. We're told it was a low-speed crash that took the life of 27-year-old Royce Engler Jr. around 8:30 Wednesday night. Engler was not wearing a helmet when he was forced to lay his motorcycle down around a turn on the ramp to southbound Route 42 from Route 11. Engler was traveling with friends. One was also forced to lay his cycle down after Engler crashed. No one else was hurt. According to reports, he not only had his bike for a few weeks, and he just left a restaurant with his friends. It was a somber day at the Hazleton State Police Barracks where Engler was stationed. We're told he became a trooper in 2008 and came to Hazleton just last October. Engler comes from a law enforcement family. His father is a police chief in Luzerne County. Police officers and fellow troopers are mourning the loss of their brother in law enforcement. Today we stopped by the West Hazleton Police Station where officers drape their badges in black mourning bands. These officers knew Trooper Engler from working with him during his time as a trooper in the area. They, along with so many other police officers, are deeply saddened to hear of this tragedy tonight. Some opening day glitches delayed the start of class this morning at the Hazleton area school campus, but top administrators say they were to be expected and are already considering making some changes to speed things up. Take a look at this picture posted online by a parent this morning. Dozens of students waiting in line to get into the high school building forced class to start about 25 minutes late. The delay coming from new security measures put in place. Metal detectors and bag checks will now be an everyday thing for all 3,300 students on campus. District administrators are proud of the students' behavior and expect this new procedure to become much faster.
There's no question the students were outstanding in their behavior, and I understand that it became a little frustrated if you're standing in line for 20 minutes or so. Anyone's going to get frustrated at that point, but the students certainly didn't show it. They weren't disrespectful to anyone going through these metal detectors.
There didn't seem to be any problem with students. As a matter of fact, most were kind of smiling and joking a little bit when they got through the metal detector without it beeping.
When other schools throughout the state of Pennsylvania, close to our sites, have done this, it became more efficient as the school year moved on because students got used to what they had to do. They got used to what has to be removed out of their pockets, what has to be removed as far as a belt is concerned, what maybe some jewelry they have on. And once you get used to that, you just go through very, very quickly, and then the metal detector won't sound off.
We're reassessing the situation. We have to make some changes to expedite the process. We certainly will do that. But again, I will sacrifice a few minutes for student safety any day of the week.
Additional metal detectors and security personnel may be added to help speed up the process. Students entering the Career Center went through the new detectors a bit quicker due to less students at that building. Students are allowed in the building as early as 7 a.m. and are welcome to eat breakfast before class starts. No weapons were found on any student on campus this morning, so the delay at the start of the day in the end was worth it, according to district officials. In addition, buses are expected to be delayed for the first few days while drivers learn their new routes. Administrators, they praise the students for good behavior and cooperation on their first day back, but how are parents feeling about today's delay? News 13 asked parents to voice their opinion on our Facebook page, and it turns out they had a lot to say. Tracy Kender-Aida says, my daughter waited 45 minutes outside the school today to go through the metal detectors. What is going to happen in the winter? Janet Zuranin says, my child waited at least 20 minutes to get in through the metal detectors, and he had nothing even on him. PJ Hoyko says they had to search just about every student. Where was the training for the metal detectors? If someone was going to bring a gun to school, it would have been open season today with the amount of students waiting outside for over an hour. I guess the high school was safe because no one was in it. And finally, Candice Petrus says, it would be nice if today was my son's first day of school, but we have been sitting at the administration building since 8 a.m. after coming last night to open registration and being turned away. Never mind, you tried to make an appointment all summer, as the website says, and nobody returns your calls. And if you come to the building to make an appointment, they tell you to come to open registration. It's one big circle. And after stopping a teenage driver for faulty equipment, McAdoo police found much more, including several types of drugs and a gun. The incident happened during the early morning hours of July 13th. Police arrested the teen and slapped him with several charges, including DUI and possession of a controlled substance. Inside the car, police found what they believed to be cocaine, along with marijuana, drug paraphernalia, and a handgun. A Hazel Township man and a teenage boy from the Hazleton area were charged by police after trying to sell oregano as marijuana to a confidential informant. Now, the drug deal went down Friday evening along the 300th block of East Blaine Street in the borough. The 15-year-old juvenile was slapped with a number of charges, including possession with intent to deliver a controlled substance, and was sent to a detention center in Lehigh County. 22-year-old Randy Luciano, he was charged with conspiracy and prohibited offensive weapons and sent to Schuylkill County Prison. Well, they were accused of a terrible crime, and now 2 out of 4 suspects charged with a carjacking a woman along Interstate 81 have agreed to take responsibility for their actions. 18-year-old Wilson Piguero Mateo and 23-year-old Juan Carlos Ventura Bentacar agreed to plead guilty, and in return, state police will now drop some of the charges against the duo. Both were locked up back up and wait for their formal arraignments on the county court level in November. The 2 men, along with 16-year-old Joel Alberto Colon of West Hazleton and 29-year-old Leonard Montalvo Riviera of Wilkes-Barre, are accused in the armed carjacking on June 26th along Interstate 81 when they forced 23-year-old Mariana Milner of Mountaintop, who was parked on the side of the highway, from the driver's seat to the back seat. The 4 men eventually left her go and drove off with her vehicle. The victim ran into the woods and called for help. Eventually, a cop of Carbon County spotted the stolen vehicle along Route 93 on the Broad Mountain. The 4 suspects fled on foot, and after hours of searching, police did eventually have them in custody. Now, all of the men admitted to investigators that they intended to steal the vehicle for its tires and its radio. Coming up on News 13, we'll take a weekly trip to the Hazleton Animal Shelter for this week's Adopt Me. Also, your forecast is on deck. We're creeping closer to the weekend. But first, the kids at Holy Family Academy have been in school for almost a week now. So what have they been learning? Our Gary Perna will stop by after this.
Well, for this week's edition of Family Time, I am joined by the kindergarten class of Mrs. Kashak's class here at Holy Family Academy, and I made some new friends, 4 new friends, and we're going to talk about what is their favorite thing to do in kindergarten here at Holy Family Academy. And I'm going to start all the way down the end. And what is your favorite thing to do so far?
Going on the computer.
Going on the computer. And do you play like educational games on the computer?
Well, not really.
Not really? I thought you were supposed to be playing educational games in school.
I don't know.
You don't know. That's okay. We'll come back. We'll talk about that later. And now, Ryan, my other new friend I just made. Ryan, what is your favorite thing to do so far?
The alphabet.
You like learning about the alphabet. And I understand there's a song you've learned so far to learn the alphabet.
A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, B, W, X, Y, and Z. Now I know my ABCs. Won't you sing with me?
Very good. That is awesome. Very good. A really good song. I think I learned that too when I was in kindergarten. And I'm going to turn over here to Gianna. And Gianna, what's your favorite thing so far?
The number song.
The number song. Is it anything like the alphabet song?
No.
No? Oh, I guess because there's numbers in it. Okay, I get it now. Could you give me a little bit of that song?
No.
No, you're too shy. Oh, that's okay. Maybe we'll have the class do it at the end, okay? We'll do it that way. And I'm going to turn all the way down here to Hayden. And what is your favorite thing so far about kindergarten?
Computers.
Computers. And let me guess, you must play those same games that Alex was talking about. Are they educational at all?
Kind of.
Kind of. They must be like those trick ones that you really think you're playing a game, but I bet you they're educational. Yeah?
Kind of.
Kind of. Okay. Well, I sure had fun making friends here at the kindergarten room here at Holy Family Academy. And as we leave you today, I think the class is going to sing us a song. So for this week's Family Time, I'm Gary Perna.
One stroke down, we have a one. One stroke down, we have a one. One stroke down, we have a one. So early in the morning, half around and out again, half around and out again, half around and out again, to make the number 2.
Very, very adorable. Well, much calmer weather is coming our way throughout the week, so let's find out if the weekend will be similar. Beginning tonight in Schuylkill County. Tonight, clear skies with a low down to 59 degrees. Taking a look at our 4-day outlook in Schuylkill County, it goes like this. Friday, sunny skies with a high near 88. At nighttime, your low will reach 63 degrees. Into our Saturday, mostly sunny skies with a high of 81, a low around 60. Sunday, partly sunny skies with a high near 79 degrees. Into the night, a chance of showers, mostly cloudy with a low of 62. And then into our Labor Day Monday, a chance of showers, mostly cloudy with a high of 76 degrees. And again at night, a chance of showers with a low of 62 degrees. Moving to the greater Hazleton area where we start tonight with this very cool snapshot of St. Mary's Byzantine Catholic Church in Freeland. This picture snapped Wednesday night as the sun was setting and sent to us from Michael Hadzek. Thanks so much for sharing this great image. Now tonight's creative conditions sent to us from Melanie Hernandez, another beautiful picture to help bring in tonight's weather. Tonight, clear skies with a low of 57 degrees in the greater Hazleton area. Looking at our TGIF, sunny skies with a high near 87 degrees. Taking a look at our 4-day outlook. Okay, well, we don't have that up on our screen, but I definitely will tell you. On your Friday, you're going to see sunny skies with a high of 87 degrees. Moving into the night, 58 degrees for your low. Saturday in the greater Hazelton area, mostly sunny skies again with a high of 78 degrees and a low of 59. Into your Sunday for the greater Hazelton area, mostly sunny skies with a high of 78 degrees. Sunday night, a chance of showers, mostly cloudy with a low of 61. And to your Labor Day Monday in greater Hazelton, a chance of showers and thunderstorms, mostly cloudy with a high of 77 degrees. And again, showers and thunderstorms at nighttime with a low down to 62 degrees. And your forecast brought to you tonight by Valley High on Route 93 in West Hazelton. They are now open for the season. All right, stay with us. More news headed your way next from the world of sports with the one and only Freddie B. Plus, we'll take a trip to the Hazelton Animal Shelter where I met with very, very special puppies. I just love them and I am so excited to introduce them to you.
SSPTV Sports on News 13 with Fred Barletta Jr.
Well, by tomorrow night, there'll be over 700 guys who currently are in camps with NFL teams who will be released, because that's when the NFL teams have to get down from 75 to their 53 for the opening day rosters. And we're keeping our eye on what's happening in Kansas City, or more importantly, what's going to take place in Green Bay tonight, because that's where the Kansas City Chiefs are. And Nate Eachus, our local guy, certainly going to be right in the mix. He had a huge game against the Seattle Seahawks in week number 3, 98 yards rushing on 10 carries. Certainly opened up a lot of eyes. How many touches will he get tonight at Lambeau? Well, we really won't know, but you can watch the game. It'll be on the NFL Network, and you can judge for yourself if Eachus punches his ticket to opening day with the Chiefs. We'll wait and see, but big one tonight. I normally don't get real excited about preseason football, but if you're from the greater Hazelton area, you gotta be sitting on edge with this one and rooting for Nathan that he comes through and has that red helmet on 10 days from now. Well, let's go to high school tennis and round out what happened here locally. We'll start with the Wyoming Valley Conference. We had a couple of lopsided affairs. Crestwood in straight sets over the MMI Preppers, and Wyoming Seminary did the same thing in the Hazelton area. This is girls tennis in the fall of the year. Let's go down to the Schuylkill League, where it was actually a non-Schuylkill League matchup between Whitehall out of the Lehigh Valley and Tamaqua, and it was the Whitehall Zephyrs. See, this is what I miss about the Lehigh Valley. They have the coolest nicknames in all of eastern Pennsylvania. The Zephyrs get by Tamaqua 4-1, the count right there. Little golf action. MMI might be the small school in all of District 2, but they take a back seat in a couple of sports to no one, and that would include golf. Look at yesterday. 177 to 198 over Nanticoke. So Sam Harmon, top honors there, 37 over 9 holes. Very impressive. Meanwhile, in other action in the Wyoming Valley Conference, Crestwood gets by Hazelton area despite Rich Gowell having top honors for the Cougars. He's coming on strong, but the team is very young, and they were on the short end of things. Schuylkill League, Marion over Pottsville. You can see the final right there. Again, bigger numbers of the Schuylkill League, we remind you, because they play all 18 holes. North Schuylkill over Lord's Regional. Today, we've got varsity soccer on the boys' side of thing. Weatherly and MMI. This is under the lights on the north side at the beautiful new facility in Freeland, Pennsylvania. Golf action. Is there a better day to be out in the links? I know I keep saying it, but it's August, early September. You're going to hear me say it a lot. There's your schedule. Monoy at Weatherly, Nativity at Marion, North Schuylkill at Lords, and Jim Thorpe over in Tamaqua. Tennis action. Tamaqua and Jim Thorpe will square off. Minor League Baseball. Russ Kanzler doubled. His Columbus team doubled up on Louisville 4-2. Kyle Landiston pitches. Akron team got beat by Altoona 2-1 the final there. And Lehigh Valley, the Iron Pigs over Scranton Wilkes-Barre 5-2. There's your schedule today. It's the exact same matchups. And we're brought to you by Bottlenecks, where tonight it's Rack 'em Up Rib Night. They're racking up their flavor with fire-grilled ribs. You get a half rack of meaty, fall-off-the-bone St. Louis-style spare ribs, and it is smothered in that sweet barbecue sauce. They fire-grill it and serve it with bottomless fries for just $9.95. And oh, don't forget, huge imported beer selection, pool, dart, shuffleboard. Good time waiting for you up at Bottlenecks.
We're back at the Hazleton Animal Shelter for this week's Adopt Me, and I bring to you a very, very special dog. His name is Remy, and he is a miniature pinscher, and he is about 4 years old. He's a little older, and I say that because he's not a puppy. He's about 4 years old. But this dog, like all of them, does not belong here, but he can't handle this. He needs a home. He was very nervous in his cage and very upset, and it's just heartbreaking. And this is just one dog that I can guarantee if I had room in my house, I would definitely take home. As soon as we brought him out here, Chris, he is now more relaxed, and he needs a family. He is not happy by himself. He is very upset.
Absolutely. He's very people-oriented. He desperately needs to go back into a home. He was actually abandoned in our front yard here. We discovered him, just left here. He still needs to be neutered and everything, but we're going to make sure he's all ready for adoption within this week.
Mm-hmm. And all the animals here, it breaks my heart to see that they don't have a home, but ones like Remy, who you can tell really need he just needs people. He needs to be around people.
Yeah. Yeah, he needs to be socialized. He needs a good family to be with him and take care of him. As you can see, he's very friendly. It lets you look at his teeth, no problem.
And so what kind of family do you think Remy would benefit from?
Probably mostly adults. I don't think I'd recommend him for really small children, like under the age of 10, just because he is a bit nervous and standoffish. Though he's very laid back and mellow, an elderly couple might, I would think, be perfect for him.
Absolutely. So take one more good look at this beautiful dog. He is healthy and he is just precious. And this week's edition of Adopt Me is all about the dogs. And if you didn't like Remy, maybe he was too small, how about Remy blown up? This week's other dog is extremely bigger than Remy, but very much looks the same color patterns anyways. And not only is she adorable and full of energy, but on a serious note, a very, very sad story behind this dog, Chris. Can you tell me about that?
Yes, our dog here, she was incredibly sick. She had some really bad intestinal problems, very loose stool, and she could not eat for a few days. We tried everything we could with her, and we were worried she was going to pass or have to be put down. Fortunately, she pulled through within a day or two after that. And now she's up back on her feet, and she's actually spayed, tested for heartworm and Lyme, negative of course, and currently up to date on all vaccinations.
So this dog is truly a fighter. What kind of breed is she?
She's a Rottweiler mix. Now her tail's not docked, and we think she might have maybe Shepherd or Lab in her perhaps. You'll notice she's very, very thin. That's because she hadn't been eaten for a few days.
But she does have a lot of energy and of course love. What kind of family would she benefit from?
I honestly think she would probably be great with basically anybody. Okay. We haven't seen her one-on-one with other dogs, but anybody who has a dog and would like to consider adopting her is welcome to bring the dog down as long as they have proof of a rabies shot.
Okay.
She's very affectionate, loves people. I might not recommend her for small children under the age of 10 just because she's a little bit jumpy still. She's under a year, so she's still very puppyish. She has a lot of love and a lot of energy.
And you were talking about her tail, and it actually, when she stands still, curls up, but it doesn't stop wagging besides that.
That's right, it never does.
And so the difference between today's two dogs, they're totally different, but they're both so wonderful.
That's right. They're both very loving, affectionate dogs in desperate need of a home. 2 different sizes, 2 different ages. We have a little nearly senior and a big puppy.
All right, well, thank you so much to you, Chris, and we will see you next week. All right, that's going to do it for us tonight. Thank you so much for making us a part of your day. You can catch this newscast again with a rebroadcast throughout tonight, or go to our website, SSPTV.com. There you're going to find everything Greater Hazleton and beyond, Schuylkill County too. It's all just a click away. On behalf of your News 13 team, be safe, and we'll see you Friday.